the big conversation was a series of events that are held all over the constituency, and I tried to make them as inclusive as possible and visit as many different areas as I could, because I was aware that even though I spoke to a lot of people during the campaign, there was no way I spoke to everybody or got to visit all the people that I felt I needed to. So it's about, if I'm going to truly represent people in Parliament, then I need to know what they think. And so this was my opportunity to go out there and listen to them and for people to tell me what I should be doing.
Generally just obviously make the NHS a priority, because at the moment I don't think the Tories are giving the NHS priority in the slightest. A lot of people are suffering and it needs to stop.
People often feel forgotten, and there's a Westminster bubble that hopefully Emma is trying to stay clear of and actually come and listen to the voters of Hull West and Hessle and doing what, the right things for the area.
I think she's for the people. I think because she's been a mum herself and then come out of the job that she was doing to be around people that she knows need to be heard. I think she's a voice to be heard.
I'm not expecting her to wave a magic wand and everything be perfectly okay, but if she can highlight at least a couple of the things that will come across, it can only be good.
Well, during the big conversation, I held over 20 different events in every area of my constituency. And one of the things that came across were how proud everybody was to be from Hull and be living in Hull because of things like the City of Culture that we've had this year. But what also came across was that progress that Hull is making as a city, how it needs to be felt in every area of the community. And that is very important to me too.
What I was really impressed by was the opportunity for ordinary people to meet with Emma and to give their views on a whole range of issues that are affecting people in Hull, and that's amazing to have that accessibility.
When I was younger in primary school, in year 4 I think, she taught me for a bit and she taught my younger brothers and stuff, and I think knowing someone from that level does make a difference in politics, because we have such a distance from our politicians and local people nowadays, and I think it's great that it means I know her as a person, I trust her as like a member of society, and I think growing up with her really does make a difference.
One of the things I learned that I'm incredibly delighted with is that Hull has this thriving tech industry. C4DI is an amazing place with all these incredibly creative people. And I love the fact that Hull can become a digital centre for the whole of the UK. And I wouldn't have known that had I not started the big conversation. Problems with mental health came up time and time again in all different areas of the constituency and with all different communities, from young people to older people to adults to those living in supported housing and to those living on their own. And that's going to be one of my priorities in Parliament, to see what we can do as a whole community and with me as their MP to help people suffering from lack of support for mental health. As a Labour MP, if I want to be the voice of the people of Hull West and Hessle, then it's important that I go out there and I meet them and I listen to them. And then I can show Parliament the impact of the Tories' cruel policies upon the people of this area.
So I guess she's our go-between, so I hope Emma goes back to Parliament, to Westminster, and represents our views, and in that way we have a small voice in change, really.
Well, all the information I've collected during the big conversation is going to be used to create a report which will be available on my website or for anyone who wants to read it. And this report's going to inform the work that I do in Parliament and help set my priorities for the year ahead. And then I'm going to be doing another big conversation in September next year, and hopefully everybody who's had me this year will want me to come back next year, and I'll have more events as well. So I'll be looking at being out and about even more than I was this year.
I thought it was really useful, really interesting and really needed. And sometimes you can get into that whole thing of talking with no action. So there needs to be lots of talking, there needs to be a bit of action.
During my maiden speech, I said that one of the best things about Hull were the people that's in it, and that's definitely true. I've had a really good time meeting everybody during the big conversation. There's some fantastic personalities out there in Hull West and Hessle, and I look forward to meeting even more people in the future.